And we're back after a 5-year hiatus with cuffing season videos. Hello people of the world and YouTube fam, my name is Kevin Jackson and welcome to this episode of Kevin's Light Mangas, Friendship and Love. Today we're going to start back on this cuffing season series. It's a highly requested series, and probably for our first episode today we are going to be talking about dating apps. Last time we talked about I was back in high school, so we was talking about prom and we were talking about appearance and we were talking about sliding in the DMs. But now, since I'm an adult and I have many years of experience underneath my belt, it is time to talk about the modern forms of dating, which is mostly online, and that's what I have more of my experience in as well. So let's go with the dating apps. There's 3 big dating apps. There's Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, and then there's Facebook dating if you want to include that on the side. But basically, Tinder is mostly for hookups, Hinge is for long-term relationships, and Bumble is a little bit of both. That's basically an app that's different than the rest of them, where the girl is actually the one to message the guy first. Very interesting. And then Facebook dating, that's, I would say, more of a combination of like all 3 of them, but more for like older crowd and stuff like that. So I have used it a little bit, but I don't have the best experience with that one. Personally, my best experience has been with Hinge, and that app I do enjoy to use. So talking about Tinder, for example, right? You're new to the dating scene. You just got a relationship. You want to start a relationship. I personally believe that it's the best time during the COVID-19 crisis to do so, because it's not a much investment that you will have to do just to get started, right? With the apps. And staying inside, you don't really have to go outside and go on dates if you're not really comfortable with that. You could actually do dates from your home, right? So there's a lot of different things that you can do, such as like cooking together on FaceTime, going to a virtual museum, basically playing board games or online games, things like that. So there's many opportunities to date during quarantine. So let's get into the nuts and bolts of things. So then you make an account and you update your profile with your pictures, a bio, and your preferences. So talking about pictures now, there's a limited amount of pictures you can have in your profile. But the best way to go in terms of selection is with mostly photos that are, you in a nicely well lit environment. So if you have any shirtless pics, make sure that those you keep those to a minimum, and those are mostly going to be in places that are, that you would be shirtless. So like for example, the beach or maybe the gym. Please don't use any filters. We want to see what you really look like. We don't want to see nobody covered up with those. And you can have 1 and 2 pictures of other people as the other people around you as well. Just make sure that you're clearly visible and you're clearly highlighted. We're trying to date you. We're trying to look for you. We're not trying to look for your friends. So onto the bio. So the bio, let's keep this short and sweet. No more than 2 to 3 sentences. Definitely no paragraphs. And if you were to go down to 1 sentence, let's make sure that that's like a witty line or a witty phrase or something of that catches like the reader's attention. In freaking high school when you gotta write those nice introduction paragraphs and the first sentence has to catch you off guard. Something like that basically would be fine. We don't want anything boring or basic or something that's been overused or overplayed. Something that shows your personality, that shows who you really are. Then we get on to preferences, and there's things like the radius, there's the gender that you select, and there's the interest that you may have. So in terms of the interest, I would actually put things that you are generally passionate about and that you generally have as a hobby. So it's easier to talk about with somebody else. You can start a conversation with them if you have similar interest. In terms of the radius, I would actually, for the, Bumble and Hinge, I would actually set the radius really small, because on those apps you actually have more selections on the radius, and different like views of different people. So like political views, religious views, things of that nature. So I would start small and what you really prefer, and then I would grow out from there. I would do this because it allows you to get the profiles of the people that you're more willing to like or to match with, right, which is similar interests. And then as you start to go farther and farther out, you start to get more profiles that you most necessarily might not like. On Tinder specifically, it's best always to actually be thoughtful about your swiping and not just to swipe randomly, because with that it kind of lowers your score with the algorithm. So the algorithm that Tinder uses determines your desirability. So the more people that swipe right on you or that like you, the more that your profile is shown to other people. So basically, you can't just swipe randomly on Tinder, although many people do, but that actually lowers your score, and you don't get seen as much with the algorithm, and you get shown people that are less likely to match with you. Another thing about Tinder is that when you first create your account, you're actually boosted. Your profile is boosted, so you're shown to a lot more people, a lot more individuals for the first few days. And then after that, there was a dramatic decrease in the amount of people that see your profile, and then the algorithm now kicks in there. So the thing about it is that you can create a new account, but the thing is that if it's tied to literally any one of your previous information, so such as your name or your location or your email address or phone number or even the pictures that you used, it's gonna revert back to the same desirability score that you had previously. The reason why Tinder does this is because they really want people to purchase the Tinder Plus or the Tinder Gold. Your Tinder Gold basically allows you to see people before you match with them. You can see people that liked you. And then on Tinder Plus, that basically allows you to super like people. So that allows you to show somebody that you really do like them, and gives you 5 super likes than just the one with the normal accounts. But the benefit about both of those is that they both give you one boost a month, which basically allows you to be your profile, of course, to be shown to more people for a limited amount of time, probably around 30 minutes is what they say. The rule of thumb here is just to be thoughtful about the people that you swipe on. So on Tinder, basically, other people's profiles is the same as yours. You see a little bit about their interest, you see their bio, and then you see their pictures. So when you swipe right or when you like them, that just shows that you have interest in them, and if they get your profile on their view and they swipe right on you, then you match. And then from there you can start to implement my sliding the DM techniques, which is in the cards up above that you see. So on Bumble and Hinge, you have a little bit more to work with. So along with the bio, you also can do prompts. So you can have different questions and you can have your answers to those questions. So one of the questions might be, what are your hobbies? And you can have an answer to that, or what are some places you have been to. And with that, I like that a lot more, because it kind of allows you to show your personality, because you're able to reply or send something to them directly with a response to whatever they had. I like this a lot more because you're able to communicate to them directly by giving them a response to either their prompt or their picture or to their bio. Then on Bumble, when they swipe right on you and they match with you, they can see that first, and they can decide whether to talk to you or just ignore you based on your response. On Hinge, it's pretty similar in that aspect, but it actually goes directly to your inbox. So you don't have to both swipe right on each other just yet to see what the response is. It will come directly to you. So here's my personal success with the app. So with Tinder and Bumble, in my region of Southern California, and just based on my profile, I'm not getting a lot of likes. I mean, when I first created my account, probably like 10 matches, right? But after that, it probably declined to around 2 matches a month, for Tinder. And then for Bumble, it's even worse. It's like 1 match a month. I know, right? Pretty bad, right? But on Hinge, through my way to directly communicate with them without matching, I've actually gotten 10 matches a month, which is pretty good. Basically with Tinder and Bumble, I've only gotten real success with those apps when I've actually gone outside my home area. So late last year, when I took a vacation in September and October, I was in Washington and I was in Utah. I had major success with Tinder, getting around 20 matches in about a span of a week in Utah and Washington. So it was definitely good to get out the area, and to see a more diverse selection of people. And then with Bumble, it was around 5 for those places as well. So I think that's a key as well to get more matches, is just to change your location of where you are. And I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any more questions, go ahead and put them down in the comment section below. And then next time, we're going to give you another tips video. And stay tuned for that.
So the first thing that you gotta do is get a fresh cut. It's a new year, be a new self. Be yourself for sure. That's number one. If you get a haircut, make sure that it's like for you.